Kyle Schwarber is the man. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Social Media Cheer Cup. In last night's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals, as the Phillies defeat the Nationals by a score of 11-0, as they take the first game of this 3-game series. And I guess before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please do engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So Kyle Schwarber with 2 long home runs last night. National League leader in home runs with 25 is the second most home runs in all of baseball behind Aaron Judge. So how about that? I mean, 25 home runs for Kyle Schwarber at game 81 of the season. We are halfway through the 2022 regular season. It's very, very hard to believe. So we only have 81 to go. 81 down, 81 to go. It's just hard to believe. That we are already at the halfway point of the season already. So as we look at the scoring summary here, in the bottom of the first inning was all Phils last night, as Kyle Schwarber, homer Sunday fly ball to center field, an absolute rope out to center that went into the bushes. Victor Robles had a good chance at catching that, and he just kind of misread it. He jumped at the wall, but to no avail, as he came up short, as Kyle Schwarber circles the bases to make it 1-0 Phils. So it was definitely off to a hot start. Number 24 at that time. So he didn't really have the best series against the St. Louis Cardinals, but my, oh my, did he really come up big last night. Did we pick it up here in the bottom of the third inning? He does it again, as Kyle Schwarber homers on a fly ball to right field down the line. I mean, you pretty much knew if it was fair, it was gone. And it stays fair barely. So 25 home runs now in the year for Schwarber, second of the night. And the Phillies now take a 2-0 lead. I mean, that ball was absolutely murdered. I mean, these were 2 home runs that were not cheapies, that's for sure. And it seems like whenever Kyle Schwarber does go deep, those home runs are usually going out by quite a bit, right? I mean, he's not the kind of guy that's going to hit cheap home runs. So those balls were absolutely destroyed. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. JT Realmuto, it's a fundamental baseball. I tell you, he's been better with runners in scoring position as of late, as he hits a second place fly out to center field after Victor Robles, who's a very good defender, right? Not only can he run and cover go ground out there, but also he has a definitely above average arm. As Nick Castellanos tags up from third and comes around to score, as the Phillies now take a 3-0 lead. So JT Realmuto was fundamental baseball. Fundamental baseball. We've seen a little bit more fundamental baseball out of this team, during this, this hot streak they've been on over this past month, right? They were 22-9 since the start of June 1st. So they've definitely been playing, very good baseball. We now are tied with the St. Louis Cardinals for that 3rd wild card spot. And, as Steinberg said in the comment section, we do have an edge over them since we have a 2-1 lead over them in this season so far, right? We do have to face them again this weekend in St. Louis. We got 81 to go. But in my mind, when we lose Bryce Harper, good amount of our startations on the injured list. It's definitely been a strange season. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Alec Bohm singles on a short ground ball to left field. They actually pulled the baseball there as Derek Hall comes around to score, as the Phillies now take a 4-0 lead. So Alec Bohm certainly hit that ball hard, and he's able to drive in long ball Hall. So Alec Bohm certainly had a good night last night. And as I said last night in the live stream, I said he's starting to quietly have a better season. He's starting to turn the season around, but very quietly. Then you pick it up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Stay hot as JT Realmuto homers on a fly ball to right field. Great extension. The ball is on the outside part of the plate, and he's able to extend his arms and hit it out to right field. The ball goes over the wall, a 2-run shot that also scores Derek Hall, and the Phillies now lead at 6-0. So JT, 7 home runs now on the year for him. So I will tell you what, man. I mean, just great. I mean, I just love to see it. I mean, he's definitely been playing much better baseball over the last 2 to 3 weeks, and he's starting to perform like he did, when he first arrived here in 2019, right? I mean, he's starting to turn his season around finally, right? I mean, that slugging percentage has definitely been higher, as it's in last night live stream and in previous videos before. He's not the kind of guy that's really going to rank up a good amount of walks, but it's very interesting. He hit an OPS just below 800 last year. It's at around 790, right around there. And this year it sits as low as it is. It's working its way up, but we need to get it back around there. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Nick Castellanos singles on a soft line drive to right field. Braces bat, pretty much a jam shot. It was an inside pitch, and he was kind of late on it, and he's able to fight it off. I mean, just put the ball in play. As Bryson Stott and Matt Phelan come around to score, as the Phillies now lead at 8-0. So runs are runs, right? I mean, it doesn't matter how hard the baseball. I mean, it finds outfield grats. It's able to score 2, and that's the bottom line. So Nick Castellanos, I mean, even though that wasn't really hard at baseball, he's able to collect 2 more RBIs to continue to bolster that RBI total that's been already really, really high this year. It's one thing about Nick Castellanos. The RBIs are certainly coming for him this year. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Derek Cole singles on a little ground ball to the third baseman. As Aldronzi, I mean, he did not do a good job at throwing to first base. He just took his time. It was very nonchalant. It wasn't like Derek Cole has this great amount of speed. And he throws the first and throws is not in time. And, Derek Hall, a great job being that out. Kyle Schwarber comes around to score, and it's 9-0 Philadelphia. I mean, how in the world are you not able to get Derek Hall at first base right there? I mean, I just have no idea what was happening there. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it just like the Nationals it just goes to show you how bad they are. They are a bad baseball team, and you had to take advantage of that. And that's what the Phillies did last night. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Boom, singles on the ground ball to center field. Nick Castellanos and Derek Hall come around to score as the Phillies now grab an 11-0 lead. So Album got the RBI single earlier in the ball game to left field. Then he goes to center this time. So 3 RBIs last night for Alec Bohm. Certainly had himself a good night last night. As I said, I mean, he's starting to become more throwing scoring position, and I just liked his plate approach a lot better. As I said, he's quietly started to turn the season around. That would be your ball game. 11-0 Philadelphia. We take the first game of this 3-game series against this really just an inept and pathetic Washington National squad that won the World Series not even 3 years ago, and look where they are now. It's just hard to believe. How short of that leadoff spot. 2 nights last night, 2 solo home runs. So how about that? Also scored on the Derek Hall infield single after he was intentionally walked. That was now up to 219. And the OPS sits at 853. And it continues to set up above 850. And somebody brought up in the live chat last night, was Kyle Schwarber robbed of an all-star spot on the National League roster? And I think maybe, possibly, you can make the argument. I mean, 25 home runs, 53 RBI. I mean, as I said, the 853 OPS. I mean, the only thing that's really hindering Kyle Schwarber is the 219 batting average. That's the only thing that really is, Kyle Schwarber's, worst part of his game is that batting average. I mean, he's a career 235 hitter. So that's one thing that isn't really going for him very well. Unfortunately, I mean, in my opinion, I've started to value OPS as more of a valuable stat than batting average, but the rest of the league hasn't really gotten there yet. And Rhys Hoskins with a rough hitless performance last night, and he usually kills Washington Nationals. Not much out of him at all as he goes down and strikes 2 times. But Nick Castellanos, good night last night. He was able to drive into on that, that RBI single to right field, which wasn't really hit all that hard, but he also was able to collect a double, his 18th of the season off of Esposito. So I love to see that, man. And Derek Hall, 3 knocks last night, the infield single to score Schwarbs, and he's also able to collect his first career double. So a 3-hit night last night for Derek Hall, sitting 304 in the year. He has an 1,043 OPS and 23 ABs. So I love to see it. And J.T. Muto, only hit was a big one, the home run to right field. I mean, great extension to go the other way. As I talked about when I did, mention his home run. The pitch was on the outside part of the plate. He had great extension and such power that he's able to drive it out to right field. I mean, take it where it is thrown. And JT's always been great at that. Alec Bohm, 2 knocks last night, the single to left field to score 1. And then a 2 RBI single up the middle to make it 11-0. Works his average now up to 268, a 667 OPS. Of course, the OPS, isn't going to, jump too much, after last night. Of course, he did get on base twice, because of those 2 singles, but he did not collect an extra. We said last night that OPS isn't really going to be as affected by it, by his good night last night. But Bryson's got the start at short, as he also collected a knock and drew a walk. Also scored one of the Phil's 11 runs. And Matt Veerling gets to start at second, right? We got to see him start at third the other day against the St. Louis Cardinals. That second game of that series, and then when he bobbled the ball, allowed Nolan Arenado to collect his second career cycle, and he was able to collect a knock last night and also score one of the Phil's 11 runs. Also drawing a walk, a 248 average for Matt Veerling, and Mickey Moniak. I'm not sure why in the world we're seeing this guy in the lineup. I mean, of course, he's going to, do nothing Moniak as he goes 0 for 4. Nothing outside of him at all. I'm not sure why he continues to get opportunities. He just can't hit the baseball. I understand he was called up due to Harp's, fractured left thumb. But you DFA Oscar Mercado, but yet you're going to keep, Mickey Moniak up in the big leagues. I'm not really I'm not really understanding that too much. And Chris Sanchez, 5 innings, 2 hits. Didn't allow any runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. A 3.48 ERA for Chris Sanchez. He did his job last night. Listen, our team is going against a bad team. I said this last night. Not only was he going against a bad team, but he got the job done. He was able to generate a ground ball when there's around first to generate a double play. I mean, that's just smart pitching. He was able to put his stuff where he wanted to. He was able to get the job done. So I love it, man. I mean, certainly a good night. Gets to win his first win of the season at 1-1 on the year. Jerry's really with a solid top of 6 innings, striking out to a 1-2-3 inning for Jerry's Familia. Lowers his ERA down to 4th, 9-4. Andrew Blotti also with a pretty decent top of the 7th inning, allowing a hit and also striking out 2, and his ERA now sits at 3.25. And how about Mark Appel? 2 solid innings. He did walk 2, didn't allow any runs, so that's all that matters. And he also was able to hold the Nationals hitless during his 2 innings of work last night. So we do allow 4 walks to Washington last night. We strike out 6 as a staff. As I said, 22-9 since the start of June 1st. So we are currently tied for the 3rd wild card spot with the St. Louis Cardinals. So how about that? And we lead them this year 2-1, right? As I said, we do go to the St. Louis this weekend to take on the St. Louis Cardinals, as we got to see them. This schedule is just so weird, right? We saw it with the Dodgers, how we faced them, and we had to face them again a week later. I mean, it's weird. I never really see anything like it. Why they are scheduling these games is so close together. I just don't understand. So I go back to Kyle Schwarber again. He loves to hit against his former team, right? And he loves to hit against his former team. We got to see 2 home runs in the first game of that series in D.C., in that 5-game series, and then we see 2 home runs in the first game of this 3-game series at Citizens Bank Park. So he is certainly hot right now. 25 home runs, leads the National League in that category, and he has the 2nd most home runs in all of baseball. And Mike Schmidt holds the team record for most home runs before the All-Star break with 31 in 1979. So Kyle Schwarber certainly is red hot. I mean, he has 2 more games against Washington. Of course, we do have that 4-game series against St. Louis. It's going to be very strange, right? We haven't seen this in a while, where we're going to have a 4-game series that ends on a Monday. So Sunday will not be the final game of the series. Very, very strange. You very rarely ever see that. And we headed to Toronto, Canada to take on the Blue Jays, a very hitter-friendly ballpark there, 2-game series. And we head down to Miami, and Schwarber loves to hit down there at Marlins Park. I mean, one of the few Phillies actually hits well at Marlins Park. So I could easily see him cracking the 31 barrier. Could he break Mike Schmidt's record for the most home runs before the All-Star break? I mean, that's certainly possible. I'd love to see him do that, right? I'm sure Mike would love to see him do that as well. So he just needs 6 to tie it and 7 to break it. So it's definitely possible. 25 on the year for Schwarbs. So it's certainly something to be proud of as we go take a look at some of the scores around the NL East. They're going against the lousy Cincinnati Reds. They can't even push across a run. They only collect 6 hits, and they lose 1-0. I mean, I love to see it. Fully spoiled Scherze's return. What a wasted outing. I'd love to see it, man. The Marlins defeat the Angels by a final score of 2-1. And the Atlanta Braves defeat the St. Louis Cardinals, the struggling Cardinals, by a final score of 7-1. Braves sit at 48-34, as the Braves just trailed the Mets by 2.5 games. 2.5. I mean, for a while, the Mets had this insane lead. Everybody thought it was over, and the Braves are just now down by 2.5. And the Phillies are back by 7. We do have the better winning percentage just by 1 over the St. Louis Cardinals at .531. The Cardinals have a .530 winning percentage. So how about that? So 7-5 the first pitch tonight. Joshua Gray. This is definitely not going to be easy. 6-5 with a 4.22 ERA. Luckily, their bullpen's just so tired. Of course, they did have to put a position play out there. It seems Escobar was the guy that was able to get the ball from Dave Martinez. And Aaron Nola, 5-5 with a 3.13 ERA. I mean, so we should win tonight. I mean, it's certainly not going to be too easy offensively. Joshua Gray, we did not hit well against him last time. We saw him in D.C. But if we can win tonight, I certainly believe we can sweep tomorrow. I mean, you have to sweep this series. You have to win the next 2 games. Going on this long road trip to St. Louis and Toronto. And as I said, also going to Miami in that 3-game series. So, I mean, we're going on another long road trip. You have to get the job done against this really bad Nationals team. So, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share, engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Hats Media, Instagram, follow me on Twitter at Beyond Media. Card text 267-225-5992. Email me, phillieshatsmedia@gmail.com. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. I'll see you guys.